Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Cal. And today I'm just getting right into the video and show you what I cooked as I went away with my daughter for a weekend. So let's get into the video. I've added 2 to 3 spoons of oil, a teaspoon of ginger and garlic. I've chopped up 4 onions and added them to the pan. Now I'm going to cook them till they're golden brown. I also have 600 grams of thighs, chicken thighs, and I'm just going to wash them and chop them into smaller pieces. There's no bones in them, so I'm able to do that. And I'm cooking the onions now till they're golden brown. And also from the Asda order, I did order cumin seeds, but unfortunately I've got the powder. So I'm just going to add a teaspoon of cumin powder to the onions and cook it. Cook that for a few minutes and stir as well. Give it a good old stir so it doesn't burn. It's important to keep stirring. Once that is cooked, I will add 1 1/4 of the turmeric and a teaspoon of the butter chicken masala also to the pan, and just give it 2 to 3 minutes. And when that's done, just like as it is on camera now, as you can see it's bubbling away, that is ready. So I'm going to add a 1/4 of chopped tomatoes. It's a can that I'm using. You can add fresh tomatoes if you want, but the choice is up to you. Because I'm doing this for quickness and trying to cook everything under 30 minutes. Also, what I'm doing is, as I'm mixing it, I'm breaking down the tomatoes. This is what it's looking like, and the oil is breaking away from the tomato, so that's a good sign of it being cooked. I've cooked and stirred and chopped in the tomatoes, and just to help the gravy a little bit thinner, I've just added a few drops of boiled water into the pan, and just make sure all the tomatoes are chopped in, stirred in well, and just give it a few minutes, and then I'm ready to add the chicken to the pan. So the chicken is added to the gravy. I'm just giving it a good old stir so it's all coated. And what I'll do is add 2 or 3 mugs of boiling water to the chicken. Now it's all up to you how you want to do that. If you want the gravy to be thicker, then only add 2, and if you do want it a bit runny, then add 3. Now I'm going to add 1 1/4 of teaspoons of pink salt. The pink salt is a bit more saltier and is also healthier. I find it a bit more salty, so I add in less. And all I'm going to do is now give it a good old stir and leave that for 20 minutes. You won't even probably need that, but it's about 20 minutes, and that's all it takes, and that is done. Leave it cooking on a slow gas, little gas, and for 20 minutes, that's it. And then I'm going to move over to my second recipe. I've cut 3 onions and I've chopped them thin but long, and I'm going to add some garlic. And this garlic is for lazy people. It comes in a jar, it's freshly cut up into little pieces. Just added a teaspoon of that and oil and onions, and I'm just going to cook that. The onions will be lightly golden brown. What I'm doing is I'm moving over to the other side while that cooks on a low heat. I'm just mixing in my dough. Now I've got a scoop. I used about 4 scoops, and this just tells me how much I need for the day. I've added a tiny drop of oil and just keep mixing it with water, and the dough is all mixed. Leave it to rest, and then I'll knead that a little bit later. Looking at the curry, it's done. I'm going to turn the gas off and move that aside. That is absolutely ready. I've checked it and I'm happy with that. Moving over to the onions, they are golden brown. So now they are ready to add in its salt and whatever ingredients we're using. Here I've just put in a teaspoon of salt, just a quarter of turmeric, just to give it just a tiny little colouring. Give it a stir. This is the mixed veg that I've used. There wasn't a lot. I will show you the container in a minute. It was just a little container. That's the amount. That's the way I just work it out how I'm measuring stuff. I'll show you that. All I'm doing is giving it a good old mix and cook that for about 10 minutes. And then what I'm going to do is add in a can of tuna with its oil, and I will add that in. This was the container that I was talking about. That's all it was, filled up. That's the amount of veg I had. I don't know what the weight of it would be. It's got 500, but it's got a C at the front. So that's all that was of the veg. 1 can of tuna, and this is what I use, the chili con carne. Now this is the secret of my pasta. You need pasta sauce, any of the sauces you can, but I like this chili con carne because I do find it gives it that real good taste, and it has that little tiny kick of chili in it, but it was absolutely delicious. Everybody likes this, I ate it. I gave it a 10, so again, now the tuna's in, I'm just mixing it up. Not long now, it's been about 10 minutes for the veg. Give it another 5 minutes, adding the sauce in, and what I will do is add a few drops of warm water into the jar, and I will give it a good old mix and add it to the pan and give it a good mix and leave it on there for about 2 to 3 minutes, and that will be made. I'm just going to stir it and leave that cooking. Just shaking the jar and adding the rest of the sauce to the pan. That looks really nice. On the other side I've got the pasta. This is done. Again, the most I think that's taken is 20 minutes. The pasta, I'm sure that's done. I'm just going to take this off in a minute and have a look at the pasta, and then I'm just going to move over and show you my next ingredients that I'm cooking. Not a lot of pasta. Again, it was only about 2 handful sizes of pasta. Moving on to my next ingredient, this is a sweet that I'm making. Now this is the item that I'm cooking, but I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I'll probably get it wrong anyway. What you do is, I took about a handful and I've just broken it up. I didn't want a lot, I just wanted a little dessert for the girls. Now, the butter amount I'm using, if you look on the butter, you will get about 50 grams of butter, and it's all cut and lined, so if you want to cut it. Now, I've used about 20 grams. I haven't even used 25. All the idea is just to coat this, whatever it's pronounced as. It's just to give it a little coat in butter. That's all you've got to do. So once that butter is melted, it will give it a good old coat on these little, in Punjabi it's called semia. So it will coat all the semia, so I'll use that word. And then all you do is add in the milk. Now I'm going to add 3 mugs of milk, and I'm using soya milk. So any milk that you drink is fine, and try and make it with that. I'm actually using soya milk because that's what my girls drink, and it's a little dessert for them. And because I'm actually going away for the weekend, well, for the day or so, and this is all the cooking I'm quickly doing for them. That's my second mug going in now, and all you do is just leave it onto the gas and it will just bubble and it is ready. That's all it is. It's so easy. It's just nice to have. You add the sweetness near the end. You can add sugar. I'm going to add in honey because I want it to be nice and healthy for the girls, and it's good for the throat. It's also good for you. I didn't add a whole 3 mugs there, I've just realised. 2.5 I've added. But afterwards I did add a little bit more actually, because when you do heat it up, it thickens a bit. So I'm just going to add in at the end a little bit more when I let it cool down. All it comes to a boil, it's done. Add in a teaspoon of honey. You can add sugar. It's all up to you. Now here are all the rest of the items. I've got my pasta mix in the bowls, and what I'm going to do is add in the pasta because I don't want it to be too pastery. I do want it just to be the veg and the sauce. I want it really a bit more saucy and vegetable. Not too much pasta. I added 4 spoons in the end into the dish, and then I gave it a mix. Mixed it and let it cool down, and then it went into the fridge. So that was all preparation for the girls for the day as I'm going away. And I'd love to hear from yourselves also. So, what was your favourite dish? I'd like to know, and to watch the whole video, let me know in comments below which dish was your favourite. Which one would you consider to make? And also I'd love to know in comments below, is there anything new you have learned? Something that you weren't aware of, or something you've never tried? And was there something new in this video? Let me know in comments below. I'd just love to hear from you. Or let me know what was new. And if you have any other items that you know, I'd like you to share with me in comments below. So now going back onto the video, I've just stirred all the pasta in, and it is very much more saucy than more pasta. Here we have semia ready. I've just mixed it, it's come to a boil, and I'm just going to add a teaspoon of honey, give it a mix, let it cool down, and then I'm going to add it to the container. This is a very simple dessert. It's great for the winter. It's great also if you have sore throats and colds, and this is a remedy that my mother always used to make us when we were younger. We didn't eat it as much, but I've got back into it again, and I do make it for my girls. It is quite nice. But again, if you do like the sweet or honey, and if you do like your milk, give it a go. It might be something new and you might be surprised. I'm just going to leave that for a few minutes, just the honey to mix in well. Turn the gas off and add it to the containers to cool down, then I'll put that in the fridge. This is the dough all ready to make the chapatis. And this is the layout of all the food all ready to put in the fridge. I also made the chapatis later on when the dough had settled, and also salad to go with it. 2 plates were cut, lovely salad for the girls ready and their father. And yes, nice and easy for them to help themselves. Freshly made chapatis put away into a dish for them and for the next morning, as I weren't coming back till lunchtime. I was filming with one hand here also, so I apologise for the filming again, once again. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like it, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing because you will be notified every time my video goes up. But a big thank you for watching, take care of yourself, and thanks for watching, and bye for now.